Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. And next up is Soleil. He's known for his brash manner and dramatic YouTube videos. And our next speaker, he's passionate about helping others and users to get the most out of Excel by going beyond the basic intel and delving into the real world how and why. He's a U.S. Navy veteran, 6 times Microsoft MVP, and founder of YouTube channel Excel on Fire. Oz appears at first glance to be a bag of contradictions, and it is in this unique wisdom lies adventurous by nature and no stranger to risk. He'll be talking today about the
Did
prospects.
you write this?
No, and pitfalls
You
of going against the common wisdom and embracing risk as a content creator, but I did approve it. So without further ado, here's the great de Soleil. Take it.
Bob, thanks. Taya and the rest of the team, thank you. It's exciting to be here and talk about risk taking as a content coordinator. And I'm coming to you as somebody who's done a lot of things seemingly the wrong way, but they're turning out. I am living a nice, happy life right now. I've had to really be appreciative of where I am now, right now, with about 10 courses on the LinkedIn library. My YouTube channel is going well, but it's been a long road with a lot of risks. And so I'm going to break this down into several sections. And first of all, taking risks in the face of conventional wisdom. I want to start with a few years ago. I went into the year saying this year I'm going to end with 100,000 subscribers at Excel on Fire. In January of that year, I paid a guy $500 to coach me because I had watched him go from 0 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers in just a few months. This is the guy that can show me how to do it. And what did I get out of my $500? That's not what I wanted to do. The way he showed me to quickly grow a channel were things that I did not want to do. He had me start by looking up keywords and phrases that people are already searching for, and then make videos from that. What you're doing, Oz, you got all these great videos and stuff, but how many people are looking up how to split a column into rows? There's way more people looking up conditional formatting, VLOOKUP at the time, because XLOOKUP didn't exist. And I'm thinking, I do not want to build a channel making conditional formatting videos and VLOOKUP videos and if statement videos. And then we talked about the length of my videos. They need to be shorter, and you need to say, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. All things that I don't do and don't want to do. I build based on what I have seen in the world and when I've worked with clients and gone in and led workshops. It's not been always that people didn't know how to do conditional formatting or create a pivot table. More often it was they didn't know how to communicate with Excel. They didn't know about preparing their data before it goes into a pivot table. I also talked with people, lots of people. They said, Excel lessons are boring as hell. So, okay, how can I serve those people? That was my mission. And this guy I paid the $500 to, he never asked me what my mission was. And that's not bad that he didn't ask me that, because our relationship was about growing a channel real fast. And through that $500, I realized, no, I want to serve the audience that I serve. I liked the community that was growing up around me. And so today, my channel sits at like 23,000 subscribers, and it grows really slowly, but that's not my priority. My priority is serving that audience that I had figured out that I wanted to serve, and the people who've come around it. And one funny thing happened is, oh, and please ask questions. Let's try to make this as interactive as possible. I'm used to being in front of people that I can look at and see that they have questions. So please put some questions in the question box there. Um, the funny thing that happened, because in risk taking, there is always, you gotta check to see if you're full of shit, because there is not doing something and being cavalier about it, being lazy. I had to check myself. Did I think that $500 was going to get me to have this guy do all the hard work and all the subscribers come in? People do throw money at problems, and they're full of shit. They're not authentic. They're not honest about what this is about. And so that $500 got me clear that when I'm not doing these things, it's more genuine, it's real. I didn't just go sit back somewhere and hope things would magically happen because I had some money. So one test of this was, he said, this is how you need to make a video. And so I did it. I did the whole hit the bell thing. I shortened it up. I had a much faster cadence than I usually have in a video. And the first two comments from my audience: we don't know what you did, but we hate it. And then I secretly said to myself, I hate this too. I'm not doing this anymore, because I like to have fun and allow a video to breathe and have some drama. We don't have to hurry up and get somewhere. That's what's turned into my artistic voice. And that takes a while to develop. Stand-up comedians say it takes about 8 years of continuous stand-up to find that voice. So it's taken me a while to develop what you see now in my videos. But yeah, I did that video and I remember it so clearly. And the thing was, am I coachable? Am I willing to do the work? Yes. So I made that video, and it sucked for my audience, and it sucked for me, and I stopped doing it. And that was $500 well spent. And then the next type of risk is understanding what this is about. And I've kind of alluded to that already. Is there's the conventional wisdom, and then there's, why are we creating content? Is it to grow a channel and make a ton of money off of ad revenue? That is one legitimate way of approaching YouTube or other ways of generating content. That's not me. That's not my style. I get about $120 a month from YouTube, and I'm not looking to grow it. I'm fine that way. Bob is back. Bob,
Yeah,
what do you have for us?
there's a comment and a question. The comment first is, nobody will care more about you than you. Follow your gut and keep up the great work. That's the comment.
Thank you.
Great comment. But
Thank
there
you.
is a
Yes.
question. Were you using the trademark hats even before starting your YouTube channel?
Well, yes, because the hats are a nod to my Uncle Raleigh. Wow. Who asked this question? I didn't want to be in this place right now.
Question was Christian Angel.
Christian comes all the way from Romania with this question. Risk taking as a content creator. When I was a little boy, my uncle looked so nice in his hats, nice hats. One of my favorite uncles, and I always liked him when he came over. And as I was growing up, and there were times where I would drop by his apartment and um, drink whiskey and talk about calculus with him because he's an engineer. So my hats, I bought my first nice hat when I was 20. So the hats are there's a whole long thing. Wow. But how about taking risks? Getting back to being badass with our content. All right. And then, the thing about follow your gut is there's also an audience there. There's us, there's we, and there's one thing is often said is it's not about you. Well, that's one way of looking at things. Like seeing the world likes chocolate chip cookies. Give the world chocolate chip cookies. Well, they're not getting none from me because if I got to taste them, I hate chocolate chip cookies. You'll get peanut butter cookies from me, uh, 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 jelly donuts. You're not going to get one single goddamn chocolate chip cookie from me because we are here. Um, so the audience matters. We can follow our gut so far, and then we have to listen for what comes back. Um, in early videos, I used to cuss a lot, and then I would hear from people about how they couldn't share it with their coworkers. They'd get in trouble. Then I had to make a decision about that. And then there's other complaints people give me. They don't like that I use the black mode for Excel. Well, I'm using black mode. Um, I know that people don't want to watch my mini movies that I create. They're sitting at their desk and they need a refresher on some ifs. Oz is not the guy to go to for that, and I am okay with that. It's a really big thing to get is in this topic as risk taking as a content creator. Who are we? Who are we serving? What can we sustainably deliver? My videos take 15 to 20 hours each, and the result might be a 7-minute video. I've got to be in it. I've got to be passionate about it. I've got to want to do that continuously. And if it's a whole bunch of stuff around, well, take the black mode off and don't put the music and just get into it, Oz. There are other people already doing that. And I'm okay that they have channels that are much larger than mine, growing faster than mine, bringing in greater ad revenue. Fine. but I am not the guy for chocolate chip cookies, and I'm okay with that. And one one and I hear Bob coming back. One thing that was a turning point for me before all of this started. I was talking with a friend who played sax in a reggae band, and I was talking about how amazing and everything. And he said, I'm not that good of a sax player. I'm a showman who plays sax. That's what I bring to the band. That's what I bring to the stage, showmanship. And that gave me the permission to admit I am more of a showman than a real Excel guy. I feel like I am an Excel rogue. I know how to get something done. Nothing is going to whip me. I'll figure it out. But if you want Excel wizardry, go to Bob, Ken Pools, Bill Jellin, Mike Gervin. They know that's wizardry. Um, I know what I do and what I do well. So, all right, Bob, what do you have for us?
We got two more comments and another question.
Yes.
So I'll start with the comments. Um, from Christian Angel, I was
Mm,
suspecting you had them before, Oz, as you're so you with them, so authentic, so that these couldn't be just for show to grow the channel. And then from Karen Turner, Oz, you use black mode if you want to. I'm just not a black mode user, but I'm okay that you are. It's about
yeah.
the content, about the value, and how you convey your message, in my humble opinion.
Yes.
And then a
Yes.
comment from Marco Silva, just to say, I love the passion of Oz, passion and commitment to make the things easy to learn. Learn many things from Oz. And finally, a question. How long did it take you to find recognition and consultancy or training souls to let you be the one you want to be? And P.S. Love the hats, Oz.
Thank you. They're back there. They're back there. It took a while. Because there's so many different ways to answer that question. Um, because there was a layoff in '08, and then I had my very first paid project a few months later, but still not enough to make a living off of. I started having to go to networking groups, and then I would have one week I made $3,000, next week I made $3,000, and then go to next month, nothing. Just driving around talking to people who didn't do a project. Um, but it took, oh man, maybe 6, 7 years before it was sustainable. But I was blogging, creating a presence, and getting known. Um, and I think a lot of it has been early on realizing who I wanted to serve and remembering what it was like to be sitting in a cubicle dealing with Excel and data and looking at a lot of content that was out there. And it was a whole lot of here is how you do a sum if. Whereas I'm thinking, wait a minute, what happened when I was sitting in a cubicle? I would get all this data from 4 or 5 different places that I had to put together and dedupe. Having some standalone function, that wasn't gonna help me. I think about when I was playing bass. Instructors would teach me the notes to a famous bass line, but they didn't show me how it fit within a song. And what happens if the famous band they have an organ in the band, but then my band we don't have an organ. Do I have to adjust my bass line to that? They didn't teach about being functional. And early on, a lot of my content it evolved, because if you do go look at my earliest blog posts, earliest videos, they were standalone tips and tricks. And then they began to evolve into being functional. Um, so I hope that gives an answer to that. It has been a long, slow road. Um, and there were times where I did wonder, should I be sitting here after 10 hours editing this video? But I pushed on forward. And I don't want to romanticize this. Let's not. It was a risk that paid off. It could have gone horribly. I am not going to tell you I stuck to my vision and never quit. Just keep moving ahead. No, you watch Shark Tank, and some of those people will say, "Look, you've been at this for 10 years. You got a mortgage on your house. When do you stop?" Got to think about that. Um, so something else I did want to say is, why do I create content? It's helped me develop a brand. It's about sharing the knowledge passionately, genuinely, developing the community. I love the community, the Excel community. And all the people who participated in Excel Hash this year is great. And I build a portfolio. So if people do want me to teach or consult or whatever, they can go to YouTube and see what I do. I had my first paid video editing gig last year because somebody saw that, oh, this guy knows how to edit video. And my YouTube channel is about me having fun. I get to create. And if you look at my Excel hash video that just came out a couple of days ago, I had the Book of Eli in my mind, that movie, Denzel Washington, post apocalypse. And I'm thinking, what if I was in some post apocalypse world? What would my role be? What kind of jobs would there need to be? And that showed up in my Excel hash video. Bob, what do you have for us?
Still more comments than a question. So from Ann Walsh, I always say if Jamie Foxx did Excel, it would be Oz.
And Walsh, hello. And is great. Yeah.
And Karen Turner says, I'm glad Oz mentioned how long it takes to make the videos. I take a day sometimes to make one that lasts 7 minutes. Glad it's not just me.
Oh, it's not just you. It's
Yeah.
not just you.
Comment from Tracy Williams. Hi, Oz. I love that you celebrate and stand by your uniqueness. It makes your content passionate, real, memorable, and interesting, and gives the rest of us permission to be outside ourselves, to be ourselves. Sorry. Thank you,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes.
And finally,
Yes.
a comment and question from Shane Keown. Love your stuff, Oz. Though if you were to recommend one video for someone that hasn't seen your stuff before, what would it be?
Okay, well, let me look. Let me look.
I would say
Um,
just go to YouTube and type in Oz the Soleil.
yeah. Um, some of my more recent videos, because there's always something when I look back at my videos, I'll wonder, why did I do that? know, it'll be something like the time I made up the Grand High Mistress of Excel because I had made one video about column by example and how weak it was. And then I got contacted by the engineers that make that piece of Excel. Said, do you have any more examples? Yeah, I got a bunch of examples where Excel example where column by example fails. And so gave it to them, and they came back a couple of months later, said we fixed it. And so then I said, okay, I got to make a video about this. Okay, okay. So I started thinking, what if it was a situation where I got kidnapped by the Grand High Mistress of Excel? and she took me in a van deep in the woods outside Portland, Oregon, and said, "Mr. Smarty Pants, we saw your video. And just so you know, we have fixed all of those things that you complained about. And I suggest that you go tell all of your friends that it's fixed now, Mr. Smarty Pants." And they threw me out of the van and didn't even drive me back to Portland. They had me walk back to Portland. Why did I do that video? Because it was fun. It was fun. It shared the knowledge. And I have to find a balance between where can we have fun, but then it becomes a shtick and overshadows the video. So one thing I do is I will do something in the beginning and little bits of sprinkling through the video so that the theme stays, but it doesn't get in the way of what I'm really trying to teach, and then wrap it up at the end. But it's taken a long time to figure that out. It's taken a long time of watching how other people outside of Excel create content, looking at Key and Peele sketches, noticing that they build and then there is some kind of delivery at the end. Watching other content creators and how they change things up. They play, but my mission remains the same. It's about the community, sharing the knowledge. And if I'm going to do this, God damn it, I got to have fun too. Bob, do you have anything else? We're running out of time. We might have to go on to the next movie. The next movie is The Monster from the Deep.
Well, actually, there's no more comments or questions for you, Oz. But you called me into existence, so
All right. That's what that's how you became born.
by
Bob.
you, I don't think so.
Yeah, I called you into existence.
Yes, thank you so much. But you call a lot of stuff into existence into Excel that people don't know. How did he get that? That's part of my tips and trick sessions. How did I discover that?
Yeah.
You know,
All
I've been using
right.
Excel for 34 years.
Wow. 34
Still
years.
discovering things. Oh, here comes a couple of comments here
All
from
right.
Karen Turner. Pure entertainment, Oz. What an unexpectedly entertaining session, full of passion, humor, and sincerity. Well done. I'm inspired again after feeling flat for a while.
Thank you.
Then
Thank you.
a question from Luis Mesa. What top tips would you recommend for developing your personal style, especially smooth communication? You could think about with that with
Improv.
another comment.
Improv classes. Improv. Yes. You got to work at it. Because so I've taken different types of workshops, self-help workshops and whatnot. Then they say, who would like to come up to the microphone and share what they accomplished over the week? And I noticed I would go up there and the room's energy would shift. They liked me being in the front of the room. And then I would try to get a laugh. Nothing. I would try to do something. Nothing. Okay. There is something that I have, but I got to figure out what it is and cultivate it. And improv classes helped.
Another comment from Luis Mesa. No, it's a question. No, we did that. Comment from Goodlog. Sorry for the pronunciation. Goodlog Erna Ka. Thanks for being so inspirational and give us the courage to be ourselves.
Yes, yes, open that up. And one thing is to accept the consequences of that being yourself. And being yourself, here's one thing that comes from improv is character work. Sometimes you can't be yourself. Right now, it is 6 o'clock in the morning here in Portland. I got up at 2:30 in the morning to get ready for this. Myself wants to be in the bed. Right now, I'm essentially doing character work from improv. And this does not mean that I'm being phony. It means finding some genuine place in me that can come out and be here for you. Um, and it takes practice. There are times where I do not want to hit record on the camera to make a video, but I gotta find it, not force it, not bullshit it, but go to that character that wants to be there and can deliver.
Question from a famous John Michelotis.
Yes.
What motivates you to keep on going when you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Um, when when things were tough and there was a time where I had maybe $200 in the bank and I'm waiting for $10,000 and everybody's telling me about their process. And well, maybe that's not a good example, but just like a time a headhunter called me and I was struggling. And I started thinking maybe I should go apply for this job. Then I started thinking about what do I want from my life? I don't want to go get on a bus every day again and go deal with bosses who are waiting for me when I get back from lunch to tell me about some emergency. I want to be more in control of my life. And that's um been on my mind when I'm sitting and editing a video. Why am I sitting here messing with this and having fun when I need to be doing something else? But it comes back to what do I want for my life? And a big thing is in talking with a friend who said he works to buy his freedom. He's not trying to build an empire or have a lot of things or a huge amount of money. He wants to be able to do what he damn well pleases. If he goes to a cafe, he wants to be able to sit there for 4 hours and not have somebody's calling him, wanting something from him. He inspires me. He helped me to clarify what I want my life to look like. I'm not the grind, 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 get up. What are you going to accomplish today, folks? Get yours, because I'm out here getting mine and I'm doing the sit ups and everything. That's not me. Oz is here, and having my father die at the age of 50, grinding, grinding, grinding. That's what grinding looks like for me, is being dead at 50. Um, my cousin who owns the marijuana store, that's about his family having a nice life. It is not about marijuana. It's not about grinding. The store has a good manager who runs it, and my cousin sits in his man cave and writes songs. You know, he's an example that I want to be like. So when things get dark and I don't know where the end of it is, when I'm sitting here thinking maybe I should call that headhunter back, but I'm sitting here editing a video, it is more about, okay, there's a vision that I have, but still I will warn, it can go wrong. There are homeless people. There are people who have to go to food pantries. There are people that on the Shark Tank that are told You need to stop this. So that's a really good question, and it's easy to romanticize that, and I am not the guy to romanticize it.
Got some more comments for you.
Yes.
And a question. Hi, Oz. As already said, you are one of a kind. You don't make videos, you story tell. The question is, how do you come up with the ideas of your videos? Thinking about all the effects, etc. And regards from Martin Van Dam.
Martin, yes, Martin. Met Martin several times. Okay, so the ideas, they come from everywhere. Everywhere. I'm sitting watching TV, and then uh there'll be the statement about the upcoming program has drug use, nudity, and profanity, and is not for younger or sensitive viewers. Okay, how can I play with that in an Excel video? Okay, then over the week I find something cool that happened, and then again I get a friend to do a voiceover. Um, the upcoming, and I'll start the video by saying my lawyers have told me I have to warn you about this, and then my friend who's done the voiceover, please, if you have a weak bladder, loose teeth, or a low pulse, this video may be harmful to your health. Please view this video only under the advisement of a qualified physician. For the rest of you, hold on. And then I come back. And it just came out of the damn TV. In the Excel hash video, it starts out with uh, from somewhere on the eroding edges of civility, I wake up every morning to help the weak, overwhelmed navigate a world of perverts and their strange sense of order. But I do it for a price. I am the facilitator. Okay, so now I'm kind of borrowing from Rod Serling in Twilight Zone, but he's more saying like John Smith, a man just woke up in a bed that he does not recognize. But little does he know, last night he went to sleep in the Twilight Zone. And again, that's improv, character work. Own it, be it. Don't kind of half do it. And where you can half do something and you're kind of apologizing for it at the same time of doing it. No. Go in, own it.
Some more questions for
All
you.
right.
Running out of time. For Mark Proctor, do you think your interest in storytelling has been the biggest impact on your style?
Wow. Well, okay, so here's I don't know if I can answer that directly. The first thing is, well, let me go back. When I played bass, I brought showmanship and energy to bands that would just stand there and play. I played, right? And I wasn't that good of a bassist, but I could hold the groove and then I could bring it, just then walk down off the stage and dance with people while I'm playing the bass. That, yeah. So I'm a showman. But then when I started the improv classes while I was at Second City, I took 2 stand-up classes and then I took a storytelling workshop. I've continued to do storytelling shows since then. Um, and yes, the storytelling helps me in crafting, like, where is this going? What is the arc? Why am I showing you this? All of those kind of things. If I was going to get up on stage and tell you about why I moved to Portland, you don't want to hear a line of this happened, this happened, this happened, this has some. You want to hear stakes. You want to have some emotional highs and lows along the way. That's the entertaining. That's about being compelling. That's a word that you don't hear around, when you hear the advice about growing a channel or making video. You hear about how long it needs to be. But what if it's the perfect length and it's not compelling? So storytelling has helped me to think about what does it mean to be compelling and craft a narrative. Where is this going? Why am I in front of you with this stuff?
And with 4 minutes left, let's end with
Right.
one more comment and a question from Sumit Bansal. I hope I pronounced that
yes,
right.
Sumit.
All right,
Thank you.
Sumit. He loved the hats and the showmanship, Oz. Your videos remind me to make sure I am having fun while working with Excel. You're awesome.
You're awesome too, Sumit, and thank you for your Excel hash participation, man. It really meant a lot. Thank you.
Sumit is leading a session later on, tomorrow, I believe. Anyway, question from Joel Steendam. Hey, Oz, my question is, how do you perform for your camera or webcam when you don't physically see or interact with the audience? How do you generate that same level of energy?
Lots of practice. That's it. Having to sit there in front of a camera by myself, and I'm constantly looking to see, okay, is everything lined up? And then okay, now how is this? And then genuinely being there. Say when I did that thing for Excel Hash, I want to be Rod Serling. I want to be that guy from the edges of eroding civility. I bring to you. And sometimes I will sit back and laugh at myself and say, God dog it. What am I doing? So yes, I have to genuinely have fun. Um, if I had to do something else, it might not happen. And that's the thing is, it wouldn't happen for so long. It would not have been sustainable if I wasn't genuinely wanting to do it. If I was doing those conditional formatting videos, just dry in and out, here's some stuff. No, no. And it was like this guy, he kept hounding me about being in his blues band. And my feeling was, if you had a blues gig, I could do that. If you needed me to fill in for a bassist for a month because he had to go out of town for something. But to permanently be in a blues band, no. So it's knowing myself and a lot of practice, and a practice of letting go, truly being in it. Because if I'm gonna be Rod Serling, I need practice to throw myself into that. So anyway, so there's that. I think I'm repeating myself. Bob, is there anything else? We still have 6 minutes.
No, that's an old message. We still have 1 minute.
Oh, that's an old one. 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. One.
And then it'll be 5 minutes before we begin our next session. But just a reminder to everybody to visit the expo hall and the exhibitor booths. Lots of stuff to find out there. No more questions. So it was nice seeing you again.
You too, Bob. You too, Bob. Gotta do it that way. And you too, Bob. Then that's another thing, being in front of the camera at LinkedIn. Can you give us 4 of those to each camera? And you too, Bob. And you too, Bob.
And you too, Oz.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Sumit, John Micheludis. Oh man, this is great. But okay, I gotta have people not ask me about my uncle and my hats anymore.
No, it's good. Makes you real.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.